I recently did a video on dehydrating pasta sauce, and that went great. And now, here's a video where I took it with me on a camping trip. I'm camped on the shores of Lake Superior, and I'm going to use this sauce and some other dehydrated ingredients and make up some sauce and have a hot meal of pasta on the beach in Lake Superior. So before we get started with the meal making, I'll show you my campsite first. Here I have the tent set up, North Face Rock 22, and here's the fire pit looking out over Lake Superior. This is Jarvis Bay, a small portion of Lake Superior, obviously. And if you're wondering how I got here, this is it, my new Trek 520 Grando touring bike. Let's get started. Hey folks, Joe here. So it's Saturday afternoon, September 11th, and I'm going to start getting ready for my supper. Tonight we're having pasta, a bit of macaroni with dehydrated pasta sauce. Take some of this out here. Break it up, put it into this container. Everything in this bag is from one large jar of pasta sauce I dehydrated about a week ago. Knew I had this trip coming up. So we're going to put roughly half of it in, maybe a little bit more. Just bear with me a second. Good. We'll save the rest of this for another time, add to something else. When it's all done and the pasta's cooked up and I'm ready to mix it, got a little bit of leftover cheddar cheese here I'm going to break up, put that in. What we're also going to do, we've got a bag of dehydrated peppers and mushrooms right here. I'm going to add a little assortment of that. Just build up the pasta a little bit. And we got two more ingredients to put in here. I got some dehydrated onions. These add a nice little flavor. That should be good for the onions. Don't need too many. So this bike packing trip, it's nice to try and keep the weight down a little bit. One more ingredient. Here it is. Dehydrated extra lean ground beef. Did this up specially for this trip a while back, not too long ago. So we're going to turn this into a meat sauce. Now what I'm going to do next is I got a bit of water in this pot here. I'm going to light up the, I don't know if you can still see me if I'm standing up. I'm going to light up my Brunson stove, bring this water to a boil, pour in just enough to cover this over with a little bit of water on top, not too much though. And then we're going to put a lid on it. This guy right here, wrap it up. There's a bit of a warmer to insulate it a little bit. And I'm going to let that hydrate for a while, and then I'm going to start my pasta. Let's light up the stove. Once that's out of boil, I'll show you how much water I'm going to put in it. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got that at a hard boil. We're going to turn that off. Take the lid off. Put that over there so you can see it. I don't know if you can see me. That doesn't matter. Just tilt that down a bit. Just going to put in enough water to just cover it over. That should be more than enough. Take my spoon, just stir it around a little bit, get it started. And then we're going to cover it over. And we're going to let that start rehydrating while I get a few other things done around camp. Just to keep it nice and warm, we're going to wrap it up. Hold that heat in there a little bit more. Let her dehydrate. Here's a quick look at it before adding the boiling water, the dehydrated pasta sauce, ground beef, mushrooms, peppers, onions, etc. Also a little bit of celery, all dehydrated at home and ready to go. Hey folks, so I got the stove back on. I'm heating up a pot of water to cook up my pasta. I just checked on the pasta sauce. It's pretty much ready to go. I'll give you a little look at that. Nice and thick, nice and chunky. Taste test, delicious. I'm going to cover this over, just keep it warm. Still pretty nice and warm for now. Once the pasta is cooked, I'll drain the pasta, dump the sauce in, mix it up, and just hold that over the heat a little bit just to bring that sauce back up to the right temperature, and then we're good to go. Sorry if I kept glancing over this way. I thought I heard an engine of some sort, maybe a four-wheeler coming or something. I had two of them pass by earlier today, both nice people. Anyways, I'm going to keep an eye on this, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, well, the water came to a boil. I've got the pasta on. You can probably hear that stove's blazing away. And I'd say about 10 minutes, it'll be ready to drain and add the sauce. Now, what I should have done, and I planned to do, but just ran out of time while getting ready for this trip, I should have cooked the pasta at home and then dehydrated it on the dehydrator. If I had done that, then when mixing up the pasta sauce to rehydrate, add the dehydrated pasta right in with it. Same process, cover with hot water, cover it over, let it sit for a while, done. You save a lot on fuel, and it's a little faster as well. So next time I'm going to try and get that done. Just ran out of time. I wanted to get on this trip a couple days before I did. It just kept getting put off a day. So finally, I'm out of here. Got to get this going. Anyways, I'll be back when this is done, and you can see the end product. Okay, folks. Pasta has been drained. Sit down here. Add my sauce. This is looking really good. I'm going to scoop that all right in. Mix in a little bit of our spicy seasoning. Why not? And I got this piece of cheddar cheese. Just gonna chop off a few little pieces here. It's been sitting in the sun. It's pretty soft. Still fine. Probably finish this cheese up later tonight with a glass of wine. That is my plan. Right now, stir this up a little bit. The sauce has been sitting a little bit, still nice and warm, but I just want to give her a touch of heat on the stove as I stir it. I got the stove set to real low. I think I did up a bigger batch here than I thought I was going to. Some of this might be leftovers for the ride back to home tomorrow. Turn that off. And supper is ready. I am starving. Had a busy day. This sauce came out really, really good this time. When I get home, a couple days after this trip, I'll be putting on another batch or two of pasta sauce. Start getting ready for the next trip. And I also want to cook up the pasta and dehydrate that as well, like I was mentioning earlier. So anyways, I'm going to cut off the camera for now. Enjoy my pasta. Finish off this water. Feeling a little bit dehydrated still from the ride yesterday. Didn't drink enough water on the way out. That's on me. After that, seeing as I do woodworking, first beer for tonight, Woodhouse Lager beer. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Just going to set that down the shade until I'm ready for it. And here is the finished product. It came out really good. I did cook more than I needed, and I ended up saving about half of it for the next day for leftovers to eat on the ride back to town, and it came out really good. If you're interested in trying this yourself, there will be a link in the description box down below for the video I did on dehydrating the pasta sauce, so check that out and give it a try. This is from the next day, halfway on my ride back, and having the leftovers, getting the energy up. What's for lunch, you may ask? Glad you asked. A little bit of leftover pasta from last night with that pasta sauce that I had dehydrated and made up. Lots of good calories there. That should keep me going for the next couple hours.